and welcome to Gamescom Studio here on IGN. I'm joined on the stage by Ion Hazzikostas and Holly Longdale. Thanks for joining us. We're here to talk about World of Warcraft's huge new expansion. It's Midnight. How are you feeling about Midnight?
Amazing. I mean, it's been honestly coming off the excitement of the cinematic premiere last night at Opening Night Live. Holly's amazing outfit and the work of our cinematics team to follow.
We were talking about the outfit backstage. It was spectacular. I expect no less.
Thank you.
I also expect no less from a World of Warcraft cinematic, looking gorgeous, obviously. And Kel'Thuzad is just such a beautiful environment.
Yeah, we're so excited to go back to a place that holds so much nostalgia for players who may have played way back in the day in the Burning Crusade, who have an attachment to the Blood Elf race, and really tell a new story in that traditional setting.
I think for us too, it was really interesting to see the feedback from the community when they knew we were going to Kel'Thuzad, and that our Horde players were like, you cannot give our city over to everybody, and that the team planned around it. And so we have a Horde protected area so that they still get to keep their home as a protected space for themselves, and some space of it at least. It will be a place where we all have to congregate in order to save the world.
Nice, and rightly so. And on the topic of that cinematic, could you set the stage for us just a little bit lore-wise? What's happening in Midnight?
So yeah, the darkness is coming to potentially engulf our world. And, we need to draw upon all the sources of strength and light that we have to defend it. This is the second chapter in the World Soul saga. Over the course of the last year and a half, we have begun to grapple with the threat posed by this enigmatic foe, Xal'atath. Despite her beautiful, almost seductive appearance,
Xal'atath.
she's actually exactly like an ancient, just eldritch power of beyond comprehension. And the forces of the darkness are rising, and this is our time to make a stand against them.
All right, obviously very excited for the epic battle, but even more excited perhaps for player housing. I know I'm not the only one. It's been a while coming, right?
Yes.
How's the early reception been? I know you've got it here to play at Gamescom.
Honestly, the reception's been amazing, but I think aside from general interest is the team and our players at the same time, the feedback we get that's been embraced by our team in order to make the feature what it needs to be for the people who want to play it. And I think that's a journey we've been on for a while, and it's not just lip service. The feedback matters. It makes the game better, and it makes a game they want to play. So I think even while we're here at Gamescom, come and try the demo, and give us, we're here because we want the feedback, So there's this commitment around housing that this is just like the very first tiny step into a multi-year journey where we're going to keep listening and making what the players want, because they are what housing is, essentially. So reception-wise,
yeah, it's really been amazing seeing people get their hands on something that we have been so hard at work on for so long. I think the team as a whole are huge fans of the MMO genre broadly. I think we've tried to study every version of housing that has existed in any game and offer the best of it all, as well as address potential concerns. We want to make sure this is a deeply social system and not something that is solitary. We want to make sure that this really supports almost boundless player self-expression, so you don't feel constrained by rules. And you know what? We will let you make horrifically ugly things if you want, but the reality is that's going to empower you to make incredibly beautiful things that we couldn't have come up with if we were trying to set too many guardrails.
Yeah.
Did you take a little look at Animal Crossing, maybe? Big fan of player housing? All of it. All of the kinds. Okay.
Yeah. And everyone, we're gamers too, so we have experiences of all kinds of different games with building and housing, and the team listened to all of it and made some choices.
Now, for the uninitiated, player housing, you're going to have an alliance zone and a horde zone, and within those zones you have neighborhoods of how many houses is it? It's like a plot with a bunch of houses.
Yeah, so there's in the Alliance and Horde districts, which are entirely new spaces connected to Stormwind and Orgrimmar, respectively. There are neighborhoods of around 50 plots. There are public neighborhoods that anyone can join, or you can have a private neighborhood of a smaller social circle. There are also guild neighborhoods, which can scale to accommodate a guild of basically any size. And that way, you have your neighbors, as well as your own personal customization experience in your house, there are also visitors that come to the neighborhoods, a whole system of activities called endeavors, where community can work together to accomplish assorted goals, to unlock perks for their neighborhood, to further level up their houses. That's kind of like the touches on the social aspect that we felt was very, very important. While it can be a place to retreat to at times, you want to make sure that there are also many reasons to invite others into your home and to venture out and share this experience with others in your community.
Yeah, it must be a tricky balance, making it social, not antisocial, but also you kind of want somewhere cozy that's kind of just for you. And speaking of like the customization, like where are we going to get the stuff that we're going to put into our houses? Because I'm all about this stuff.
Almost everywhere.
Yeah, from basically every facet of the game, from questing, crafting, vendors. It's going to span 20 years worth of content. There's a lot, for people who've been playing for a long time, they're going to log in for the first time with a lot of stuff already unlocked. Others will be able to explore and revisit all these settings to collect decor for their homes. I think one thing we want to make sure we're not doing is putting decor behind, content that is too hardcore. There may be, distinct trophies or things that you can earn from being the best raider on your server or one of the best dungeon players in the game. But we're not gonna put a beautiful bookcase behind killing a raid boss. So you don't have to worry about, that when it comes to expressing yourself.
Okay, I can have my beautiful bookcase, but if I want like a raid boss head for my wall, I'm gonna do that.
Gotta go kill the raid boss.
The raid boss.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have like your own houses established? What does your house look like in player housing?
I'm waiting. Because I have to go do a bunch of collecting too, and I'm really interested now that we have lumber, all the things I can make through crafting. I love crafting.
Oh yeah.
So it's that, and I think what I'm really excited about is the ability to plan, right? So what kind of theme am I going to go for? There's so much flexibility. If I want the inside of my room to look like the inside of a ship, I can do that. And so there's a lot, that to me is the delight of this, is I can pick a theme and just try and chase it and look for the right pieces to be able to add to my house. So it's going to be a journey, Yeah. Excited about that.
Yeah, I think it's, honestly, I just can't wait to see what the community does broadly when they get their hands on this. Within the team over the last few months, so many of us have taken our cracks at self-expression. Some of the artists on our team can do absolutely incredible things that blow my mind. But that's just, a few dozen developers tinkering. Can't wait to see what hundreds of thousands, millions are going to do with their creativity.
100%. And for anyone who's uneasy, this is not player housing that like costs money for your house. You don't pay rent. You're not going to get kicked out if you don't stop by your house regularly.
Nope. Your house is your house.
It's fair.
All right. That's great. Great to hear that. Now, player housing isn't the only new feature that we're getting. I mean, it's probably the biggest, I think fair to say, the most exciting, biggest new feature. I'd love to talk about Prey. This looks really intriguing. We saw a teeny bit of it in the trailer. What can you tell us about Prey?
This is an awesome new content layer for players who love playing in the outdoor world as opposed to dungeons or raids. They like questing, they like exploring, and this is kind of an extra layer of activity to spice things up a little bit. So before you go out to quest or to adventure, you can check in Silvermoon and Murder Row and see what available contracts there are, what dangerous foes are out there that need to be hunted down. But of course, when you claim a contract, word's going to get out, and they're going to try to hunt you as well. And so, you'll have a series of conflicts with this adversary of your choice, as you adventure, culminating in a final showdown where hopefully you triumph and make progress towards getting both power rewards and a wide range of cosmetics.
All right, that's so neat. And is that in a set location, or are you kind of,
It's throughout the worlds of Midnight. So you're going to get these contracts in Silvermoon, but then regardless of whichever 4 zones you're going to, whether you're in Eversong Woods, down in Harrendar, or elsewhere, the hunt is on.
Okay, all right. Now, as we're running out of time, World of Warcraft, the Midnight expansion, is like the middle chapter of the World Soul saga. Like, is it like a storytelling challenge to do like the middle chapter, like the second part of a 3-part story?
I honestly don't believe so. I think what we've found is each one of these storylines exists solely on their own. So, even when we say second chapter of the World Soul saga, I don't even think we need to say that, because Xalatath is an epic villain. And so we are now going to be focused on Midnight, very much on all the terror she's bringing to our world. But I feel like past expansions, even before we got into the World Soul Saga, very similar vibes. Like there's very much a localized and focal point on a threat. And so I feel like it just stands on its own. Yes, it's a second chapter, but it doesn't feel like it. Yeah.
I think the World Soul Saga, it's, I think, the biggest story we've ever tried to tell in World of Warcraft, and it's exciting and energizing to tackle something with that level of ambition. At the same time, I think we're mindful coming into Midnight, we want to make sure this is super approachable for new players or players who are returning from a long time away. So we've overhauled our new player and returning player experience to get people up to speed, to play through a condensed version of the War Within kind of greatest hits, so that you're coming in and able to join the fight against Xal'atath alongside people who've been playing for the last 20 years, even if you're just picking it up for the first time.
All right, very exciting. Looking forward to that. Can't wait for player housing. Thank you so much, Ian. Thank you, Holly.
Thank you.
That's it for us on the stage. That's World of Warcraft Midnight, and that's coming June next year. Is that correct?
On or before that date.
Oh,
I think it's coming in the first half of 2026.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll have news on that soon.
Yes.
All right, news on that soon. Thanks so much, guys, and
Thank you.
stay tuned for more from Gamescom.